Hello, my name is Arthur, and in this video we're going to go ahead and make a start screen and maybe a game over screen if we have enough time. So we'll just get started on that. We'll make a 2D scene. So we'll just start with the node 2D. I'll call it start screen. We'll give that a color rectangle and a button. So for the color rectangle, we'd want to consider our project. So in our project general settings, we have display. The display window is 1024 by 600, so it's at default. So let's set the rectangle for our color rectangle to be that resolution, 1024 by 600. That white is a little glaring, so let's just give it something gray, kind of like, well, it's in Godot background gray. And then we'll just give it a start button, and the start button can have the text start. We'll go down, give it a font to match up with the rest of the fonts in the game. So we'll use that Sleepy Bleepy font. It's in assets. Load that in. In settings, we can increase the size until we get something that we like. Well, let's look at our rectangle size as we're doing that. And make a nice giant button. 188, that's okay. So then we'll take 1024 is our X resolution. We'll divide it by 2. And we'll minus 1/2 of 188, which is 94. That will center our button. It will just do the math for us. And we can put a Y value in. It doesn't need to be centered on Y. Then let's see for settings on our button. Mostly we can use default. But because I'm using a controller with my game, it would probably be good to put in a shortcut. So we'll put in a shortcut for the controller. I don't know. I don't think that we're allowed more than one shortcut. So right now, it would either be mouse click or the one shortcut that we pick. So I'll pick joypad button. And I'm going to leave it at this button, and that's on my Logitech. That's the number 2 button. It's the bottom button of the 4. And yeah, for changing the button index, like if I wanted to make it the start button, I would actually probably have to go look at input map and sort of tease on that. Yeah, that's accept is a typical button. Select, cancel. Yeah, I'm not sure which button would be like this, the start button on my controller. Yeah, not really sure. I suppose I could shop for that if I was to look for a joy button. I could probably find the index here. Yeah, it's probably 10 or 11. But I'm just going to use the bottom button because that makes the most sense to me. Maybe one day I'll learn how to use the actual start button on my controller. Yeah, it would be nice if I could include more than one shortcut in there. Because really, something like press any button to begin would be better, but seems a little limited on what button I can use as a shortcut on that. So, anyways, that is what it is. So we'll need to add in a script first off. So let's save this. Control save. We'll put it into UI as start screen. So we'll save that in there. Give it a script. Set up the signal pressed on the button. So on button pressed. And we'll just want to do the scene change to level 1. So that would be, when we change a scene, it has a return value. So we want to accept that return value. So I'm going to go var error code. That's a hint as to what the return value is. Equals get tree. Oops, get tree. Change scene. And then we should be able to pick our scene out of the lineup here. So levels, level 1 scene. So that'll change our scene. Then we'll be like, if error code is not equal to 0, print string error, whoops, error code and then error code. And if there was an error, I've never had that happen, but if there's an error, it would print a number that was not 0. 0 is the value it will return if there's no error. So that'll get us working. That should be a game start. So if we start that, we can click on it by mouse. That's an obvious. Let's try the bottom mouse button. It works and starts the game. So, or the bottom controller button, I should say. So I'm able to start on the controller or with click of the mouse. And probably it would be good to do the start button on a controller, and like I said, one day maybe I'll figure that out. So let's see how much time that took up. So that was 9 minutes. Now we can do a game over. So let's get back to the inspector. I don't know what I just did there. We'll start again without whatever I did there going on. So we'll call this game over. This one we can add a color rectangle, maybe a label. And that'll just be somewhere to put the word game over. and a button. So the color rectangle, same deal. Size 1024 by 600. We'll give it some gray color. We can save these colors, like add them in, and then use that added in color to match with the other scene. Then we'll come into the label, we'll enter the text game over. Let's give it a font, dynamic font, expand, get the font, settings, can't just hold on that. So game over. We could give it an outline color and an outline size to brighten it up. Then we would look at the rectangle, do the same thing, 5012 or 512, which is 1/2 of 1024 minus 144. That will center our text. We can move it down to 200, do the routine on the button, restart. So we'll just assume a restart without an exit button. And same thing here, give it a font, load in our font, give it a size, maybe do the same thing for this button, and we could do it on the other button as well. Give it a little bit of an outline color, rectangle. Let's get our size matching. What was our size on our other one? Button 52. So we'll get this up to 52. That will match. 259. That's not quite round, so we'll give it a position of that's 124. So 512. Minus 124. That's a little off center. We'll drop that down to about 400. And we'll save this. Game over. Save. And button press. Shortcut. New shortcut. Joypad button. It'll already be set up. Set up the signal. First off, we have to attach a script, so we'll give a script. Button pressed. Connect. That'll be fine. And we'll just copy and paste because it's going to do the exact same thing as our start screen. So we can put that into there. That's fine. Now on player, when we run out of people, instead of queue free, we will do var error code equals get tree dot change scene. We'll change scene to UI game over, copy address from there. So we'll copy that path, paste that in there. Then if error code is not equal to 0, and we can just get this, let's do some copy and paste scripting for the sake of time. So we'll paste that in, and we'll try the start screen. At this point, we can assign that. As start screen. So now when we press the play button, we get the start screen. It will start the game. So let's just come down and die a few times and see how that works out. And that should get us to a game over screen. So we get the game over. We can restart and everything's all good. So that's it for this video. I'm thinking at looking at maybe some art upgrades or maybe a floating platform. So I'm either going to look at doing better tile map or a floating platform kind of deal. So that'll be in a future video, and until then, take care.